Hi everyone. How you guys doing? You having a great time today? Okay, all right, good. So I saw a lot of you here are joining today. Welcome to today very special webinar of mine. And all you need to do just to relax a little bit. And I will share around 1 hour or 90 minutes, a lot of contents about how to create a better life. How about that? Don't you think this is the reason why we are all here today? Okay, good. I see a lot of love coming in. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, I think it's been a while. I haven't do this kind of webinar already, probably 2 weeks already. Okay, so and I discovered that today I have some free time. So I say might as well just have a chat with all of you here today and probably catch up a little bit and also share some of my experience if practicing Chinese metaphysics. I'm sure some of you here you learn bazi before, you learn feng shui, you learn qimeng dunjia, and some of you probably you're beginner, all right, and probably this is the first time you heard about feng shui bazi, and you also don't know why you're here today. How many of you here you don't know why you're here? You just saw an email. There's a link there. You just click, and accidentally you're here. And don't lock out yet, all right? Because you're here for a reason. Yeah, even though you don't know anything, it's fine because yeah, this is not a technical sharing. It's more on, I would say, growth sharing. I would say that it helps me a lot throughout my the last 10 years. This also helped me to realize how old I am right now. Okay. Yeah, so and I know a lot of you here are super young, and then there's a lot of goal you want to achieve. And sometimes it's not about intelligence. All you need is just a direction. How about that? Right? I believe that 95% of us here, in terms of intelligence level, at least you're average already, right? So, and do you know that you don't need super intelligence to create success in life? Yeah, on contrarily, the most intelligent person, the chances of get them make it in life actually is very low, because what the intelligent people do, yeah, what they do, right? They think too much, they analyze too much, and before they knew it, all those opportunities already gone, isn't it? Yeah, so if I can choose, I prefer myself as average intelligence at best. Then I don't analyze too much. Okay, all right. So and today I discovered that there are some new people joining in here. Some of you are very beginners, some of you are seasoned practitioner. Let me take some time here to introduce myself. My name is Iverson Lee. I'm a consultant, speaker, and entrepreneur focusing on one soul system, which is Chinese metaphysics. Under this Chinese metaphysics umbrella, there will be a feng shui. I think most of you heard about feng shui before. There's a bazi, and you heard about qimeng, you heard about date selection, and you heard about yijing. Okay, so and don't let all these names overwhelm you because all of this system that I just mentioned, they all have one sole purpose, is to make Earth become better in so many ways. Okay, and there's no conflict between each system. It's just like each of these system have their own, I would say, function. So the more clear you know what you want, I think that it helps a lot. Okay, for you to apply this system, and probably I'm not saying that everything I do is right, but I think after 10 years, I can qualify a little bit to share with you what is my journey process using this and how do I get results. And that's why I'm going to talk to all of you here today. And now let me see how many of you here already joining in. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Now, why not all of you here? Maybe you do some introduction by sharing where are you from? Which country are you from? Yeah, type in the chat box right now. That's how I actually communicate with you. Because there's so many people, I can't do a video conferencing to individually, but I can see all your message. All right. I see Singapore, Latvia, Romania. Sorry, I didn't able to mention the name because the screen moves so fast. I see Philippines, Cambodia, Germany, Latvia, Spain, Malaysia, USA, and then the list go on. Thank you. I thank you. Truly appreciate that you actually take your time to join me here today. And the fact that action alone tells me that you are serious about improving your life. Good. Yeah, because I like to talk to people that focus on solution rather than focusing on blaming someone. And the fact you shown up here today, I don't think you are a chronic blamer or complainer, but you are someone say, hey, okay, I know this is a problem. I would explore what are the options that are available here, especially today, to make your life become better. Okay, good. So now let's start this by actually telling you what I'm about to share with all of you here. I'm going to share a system in Chinese metaphysics is considered the forbidden art. Okay. And in the old days, if you caught practicing this, yeah, you might get beheaded. Not only you, your whole family line. Yeah, that's how serious it is. So only the government official or anyone that served the emperor, they're allowed to do this. Okay, so because they discovered that if this system that actually lands into a wrongful hand or someone that have the power to control destiny, because in the old days, how do you lead a country? You don't, in order to control all right a group of people, they need to instill fear. All right, if you're too intelligent, you actually you're going to fight back. You start to question so many things, right? So therefore, that's the reason they forbid anyone using this, because one of the side, no, I'll not say side effect, I would say benefits of using all this kind of forbidden system, it make you a wiser person. Okay, now let me ask all of you here. Do you think wisdom can change your destiny or not? I'm not talking about intelligence. I'm talking about wisdom. Okay, all right. Wow, so many yeses here. Okay, so if the system I'm going to introduce to you right now is also a system that have the capability to do this as well, because the reason you are unhappy right now and you're unhappy especially for so long is not because yeah you have a bad life or bad destiny. Yeah, the only reason you feel unhappy for and prolong it for a very long time because you lack of wisdom to see it through. Okay, all right. So, but by the way, have you also met people that constantly happy? All right, but they don't know much about life. Yeah, but somehow that the way they think they are very happy every day, yeah, that is the wisdom as well, right? You can learn a lot from them. So therefore, I discover one very important truth, because when we work with these metaphysic tools, the main thing here is about a great life, isn't it? A great destiny. So I used to think great destiny is just making a lot of money, buy a big house or private jet or anything like this. But in the end, I discovered that if you're not happy, everything else does not matter, isn't it? Right? So like you're living alone in a mansion, you feel lonely, you're unhappy. So what's the point? Okay, so therefore, in order to get to that level, there are two ways to do it. One way is you go through life, go through trial and error, you learn something, there's some pain along the way, you learn it, and then you pick yourself up. There's one way. But there are a more shorter way and less painful way is you learn metaphysics. Okay. Metaphysics actually help you to learn something without going through it sometimes. All right, because that's where the wisdom coming in. So, and how do we do this today? In order to understand metaphysics and which system that able to do that, you need to understand this diagram, which I'm going to share right now on the screen. Okay, I'm sure right now you can see, can you see a triangle there? It's stated there, Cosmic Trinity. Type the word yes if you're able to see it right now. Okay, good. So if you look at this thing here, if you learn metaphysics, I'm sure that you exposed to this before. At least you've seen it before. Basically, this diagram tells you there are three forces that shapes our destiny. which means if you're able to master all these three components, you have a good destiny. Only three things. It's not like a million things. Only three things. So there are heaven here. Do you see there's a heaven? Okay, there's a heaven, there's a earth, there's a man. Okay, so the whole purpose of learning metaphysics is to master these three components here. So of course, at the top always will be the heaven. All right, heaven talking about something beyond your control. For example, like economy, weather, and you can choose who is your biological parents. All right, you can choose who to stay with when the moment you're born or when you reach adulthood, but you cannot choose who is your biological parents. Right, it's already determined during pre-born. Correct or not? Right. So therefore, in metaphysics, these are the thing we're talking about luck or certain talent you have, something beyond your control. There are some people are born more intelligent, more good looking. Some of them have certain talents, right? For example, some people are great in singing. If you don't have talent in singing, I don't care, you practice 24 hours non-sleep for the rest of your life, you're not going to outbeat someone with talent, isn't it? Of course, you can be the best version of who you are, but you cannot outsing someone like this, that with full talent. Agree? So when someone say that the life is not fair, where are they referring to? The heaven aspect, right? Do you realize that some people are, the moment they are born, they are more good looking than the others? Yes, right? Some of them have certain talents, yeah, certain sports, yeah, even, which means that they are born that way. Yeah, some people say they are born like this. Also, have you seen someone, no matter what they eat, they cannot gain weight? They always have a nice fit body. Type of word, yes, if you actually have some friends like this. Secretly, we hate them, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, although from the surface it looks like good friend, oh, then secretly, how come? Right? How come this person eat anything on earth, but yet still can maintain a healthy weight? And me, compared to me, I just drink a cup of water, I increase 2 kilograms the next day. Not fair. So when someone say when they're comparing or something is not fair, is the heaven aspect. Okay. So that is the heaven realm. And now let me show you back the trigram here. So now let's move on to the earth aspect. Earth aspect is okay, now you cannot change the heaven aspect. Why not you use the earth? Earth represent environment. Yeah, so this is where when people apply feng shui or the energy of the environment, it will shape our destiny as well because we exposed to different energy. So if someone asks you a question, or even maybe it's occur in your mind, you'll say, what is the fastest way to change your destiny is to change your job. Basically, change your location. Because within proximity, yeah, when you change a job, you notice different things, right? You meet different people. That's how your life is changing. Sometimes in our work, I discovered that because I work with different types of clients, and I discovered a lot of them. It's not that they are incapable. Yeah, it's just that they are in the wrong location, in the wrong office, where there's a toxic culture there. And they mistaken is their own fault, is their own so-called they are incapable. So therefore, this is the part that um, people will actually encounter. There are a lot of time the problem can be just solved by what? By just moving to other location. Okay? Heaven you cannot change because it's what given to you. But on earth, can you choose to move or not? Can't you? Right? If you learn something about feng shui adjustment at your home, you know exactly how to do it. Do you have the capability to change it? Yes, right? But some people chose not to. How many of you here meet certain people that learn a lot about feng shui? They know everything, but they do nothing. Right? If you ask them to tell you certain theory, they do it, but actually they don't apply themselves, right? So therefore, it's a choice. So therefore, now another way to change your destiny is the earth aspect. That's why people learn feng shui. Now you know where they are. Just to give you like a broad idea, the right bearing that if you learn feng shui, you are actually influence the earth energy to your favor. Okay, good. So now the third one here, as you look at the, let me share with you again. If you want to master, change your destiny. So the third one here would be the man realm. There you go. This is the one. And then the man realm talking about free will, talking about decision, talking about choices, talking about being conscious on everyday living. Okay, so therefore, this part here play an important role. Remember, just like I told you, if you know everything about feng shui, if you chose not to do anything, you are exercising your man rights, the man realm, the rights not to do it. Right? So don't you think in the end the man realm is super important? Because ultimately, it does not matter how much you know. If you don't act on it, you're not going to get the benefits. So this is the part that a lot of people overlooking on it on the man realm, but actually this is the key changer. Okay, for let's say right now, you chose to be here today listening to me. Are you using heaven realm, earth realm, or man realm? Type in the chat box. Maybe your colleague asks you for a drink, you say no. Today I need to learn from Iverson. Okay, man realm. Right? Is it important? Can it change your life if you exercising correctly? Like who to get married to? How many of you here exercising it correctly? You married to the right person. Yeah, I always tell people, right, that externally there are two forces that change our life: the place we live and the person we chose to marry to. If these two things you do it correctly, I think you have a pretty good life. Do you guys agree? Okay. Only if you choose the right person. Okay. Because in the right environment, feng shui is good. And you go home and then you have a healthy, harmonious relationship with your partners. You lift each other up. Then I think that is the most luckiest person on earth already. Okay. So I know some of you regretted, oh, I should marry other person. Yeah. But that one, too late. Maybe can fix, but that's not what I want to talk about today. Okay, let's leave it to another workshop I might do in the near future, talking about how to undo your marriage. Okay, all right. Okay, that one is next time. But now let's focus on overall offers, right? Because in the end, if your energy is high, your energy is good, you're going to attract good stuff in your life. Not only just people, right? It's event, opportunities. So we need to know these are the three forces: heaven, earth, and man. Okay. So now I let me show you back the RAM again. There are three RAM. Tell me which of this you think is the most powerful, regardless whether you can change it or not. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm just saying that among these three realms, which one do you think is the most powerful? Yes, you're correct. Heaven. All right. Yeah, because heaven encompass of everything. The only problem here, you can change it. Like the time. Can you pause the time? Cannot. Right? You just move on. Yeah, this is fair, right? So to everyone, so you can control aging. That's a natural cause of the universe, all of this happening, right? So the heaven part is the most powerful one. I think about this, right? It's a man, if you chose to eat healthy every day, you do all the right thing from the rules of becoming healthy or by the doctor advice, would you fall sick or not? Can you really control your health? That as long as I eat healthily, then I'll live long? No. Have you seen a lot of health freak that actually have a lot of problems? Right? A lot of sickness, whereby someone else that don't care, they just eat in moderation. Sometimes they drink wine, sometimes they smoke, sometimes they eat the sticks, right? But that they live very long. So the man, there's always a limit. Of course, we should do our best. Yeah, but most of the thing here, like your genes, some people have longevity genes, right? So therefore, that one is a part of heaven. So now, let's say if if you are given a chance somehow able to learn the essence of the heaven realm, and probably you can tap into some of the essence, would you be interested to learn? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, this is exactly what I'm going to talk about today. There are certain systems are actually originated from the heaven realm. And the good thing here is it used to be forbidden, yeah, previously, but now is available for public. So I'm going to share with this system. Let me tell you the name first. All right. So just give me a sec here. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Yi Jing. Okay. Yi Jing is under the heaven realm. How many of you heard about Yi Jing before? Type the word me if you heard about Yi Jing before. Okay, wow, so many of you. You heard about Yi Jing. Good, good, good. So let me tell you one thing first, right? So if you look at metaphysics, if you want to rank the system, the origin of Chinese metaphysics actually is derived from the Yi Jing because Yi Jing is the origin of everything. So if you learn about Bazi, Bazi got it from Yi Jing. If you learn Qigong before, yeah, they got it from the Yi Jing as well. Even Feng Shui and this selection. So it contains the foundation, yeah, the foundation or the building blocks of everything. So when you learn Yi Jing, you are assessing the source. You're assessing the divine. Okay, so now let me ask you one question first. If you want to change your life, would you like to focus on the cause or the effect? Okay, so let me give you an example. If you want to look good, the effect means that you use an app like Meitu or anything to make you look better in photos. They do some photo editings, until a point that even sometimes your family member also cannot recognize you, and then you post it. Does it look beautiful? Yes, but it's an effect. Is that your real life? No. Your real life could be very miserable. But externally, you're looking super good. All right, at least from your point of view. So when you work on the cause, you don't care much. Every day you become healthy, right? You take care of yourself. You learn energy healing, or you do exercise, and your face are glowing, and you need minimal makeup, and you feel happy. Yeah, you're positive. So that is the cause. But I discovered, especially in this era, like period 9, most of the people they're focusing on the effect thanks to the popularity of social media, right? Okay, so the Yi Jing is not the effect. All right, it's not here to show something. It's about working silently, working on your cause, and people might not know about it, but the moment they knew that you become better and even become great, it's too late. You already become that person. How about that? Yeah, they only know who your existence the moment you call checkmate. Is done. Okay, you're already the winner. So that is the concept of Yi Jing. Therefore, if some of you learned Yi Jing before, there is one hexagram called humility hexagram. Humility hexagram is one of the best hexagram in Yi Jing. Yeah, why? Because no matter which line you're changing, you still got a positive grade and line. Okay, so that one I leave it later for technical part. But just to tell you, Yi Jing say that you don't have to show off. Eventually, people will know. Okay, have you seen some people they pretend to be super friendly, which in fact they are not, but eventually people will know about it after 3 months, right? So therefore, Yi Jing doesn't deal with the effect. They always deal with the cause. So now, once you know this system here, Yi Jing, is used to be forbidden. And let me share with you how do I get into this Yi Jing system. Let me ask you one question first. If you travel to other country and you arrive in a new town and you're hungry, you're foodie, and then what question would you ask your tour guide? Will you ask which are the best restaurant in town or which are the second best restaurant? Okay, which one would be your question? Of course, the best, right? People don't look for the second best. If you can able to travel to that town at that time, you look for the best. So that time when I was struggling in my work and job, That one is before I become a consultant. I asked one question. Of course, not the best restaurant. I can't afford it at that time. All right. So I asked, who are the best teacher in the field of Chinese metaphysics? Guess who come in mind? I want to learn from the best. Yes, Tato Joey, right? So that time I say, hey, I must learn from this guy. All right. He creates so many results from applying Chinese metaphysics. So and therefore I took that action. Yeah, Dato Joey up. And then after that, after I approached the academy, yeah, I talked to him, then I actually asked another question. Among all the system there, I see Bazi, Feng Shui, Qimeng, Yi Jing, which one is the best? Don't you think this is the right question to ask? Yeah, because I'm not only want to learn from the best teacher, I want to master the best system. Yeah, regardless what the answer, is it the right question to ask, guys? All right. Some people look for easy, like some of you say. Yeah, I don't. Right. I ask for the most powerful. Yeah, it's easy means everyone can do, right? Then what's the point? Okay, I see some of you say, yes, correct. Yeah, the most powerful system is the Yijing because it is the origin of all the system. So therefore, that's how I get into this art. Because I learn from fundamental. Therefore, if my fundamental is strong, what do you think the chances of me of mastering the other remaining subject? Super easy because I understand the fundamental. Just like you're building a house or flat or high-rise building, what is the most important? Foundation. Okay, so and only if you know the foundation, I can create new formulas in Bazi, Feng Shui, or whatever, because it's still aligned back to the origin. Okay, so that's how I got started. And so far, the system really works well for me. All right, because in the previous after 10 years ago, I was heavily in debt. I don't know what I'm going to do. I hate my job. That time I was a programmer. Okay, I don't know what to do. So a lot of things going on, and then also some mental trauma. Okay. So if you met me 10 years ago, my face always like the whole village owe me money kind of look. You know what kind of look is that? In Cantonese, it says like 好似成村人爭咗你錢咁咯. So can you imagine the face that you're so angry as if like the whole village people living there owe you money. You piss off and then they don't want to pay you. Yeah, that is how I look like. I'm so frustrated. I don't know what to do. And therefore, I got the privilege to learn Yijing and then apply it. And from there, I discovered one thing. My pattern chart is still the same chart, right? Sam, this is how come my life I can actually I settle my debt and then I able to get my own house, my own car, and then able to build my career. Okay, so I'm saying this is not to impress you, but to impress upon you. Anyone with the right tools can change their destiny. This is what I truly believe in. This is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Okay, I always believe that I don't care what kind of parcel you have. You can sell me that your parcel is the worst parcel in the world. Do you think I care? No. Because I believe I don't care how bad or how messed up your parcel chart is. With the right tools, you can change your destiny. Why? Because Yi Jing resides in the heaven realm. Yeah, that is the reason why. It can sort of like fix it, re-engineer your default destiny. That's why I got so excited about it. Then I deep dive into it. And after that, I saw all these great results. And I asked myself one question. Hey, Iverson, you are not the brightest person in the room, which in fact, I'm quite stupid. If you check my chart, actually, I can show you why I have a stupid chart. Okay. But I say I have the same chart, same butter chart. I live in the same house. How come? That time I able to transit from poverty, become someone that able to and I need not to worry about my finance. What really changed here? Same parcel, same house. But only one thing I notice is different is I'm not the same person anymore. And that alone, actually, I have a epiphany that or an awakening that hey, everything actually traces back to the person. I've been chasing externally. about money, about this, right? I've tried to find 10 ways to make money, or 10 ways to lose weight. India discovered that all this strategy is always there out there, especially right now in AI. You ask ChatGPT, there's so many strategy and techniques. And if that is the one that causes to make progress in life, why so many still struggling? So I discovered that everything starts from internally. How many of you here agree with me on this? It's the person. If you're someone hardworking, I don't care which industry you go to, in the end, you're going to make you're able to create success. So therefore, I discovered, hey, Yijing is the one I got to learn. And let me show you, in order to master Yijing, how many of you here want to learn about Yijing? Yeah, you're interested on this art. I am. I'm quite excited about it. So all you need to do is just to do this. There are 6 lines, and then there are 64 hexagrams. Is it easy? Super easy. Okay, because why? Why I call this a heaven blueprint? It means that everything in life either is objects, emotion, your thinking, strategy, or whatever you're thinking right now can be traced back to one of these hexagram. Basically, this 64 hexagram represent life, represent the universe. Okay, so that's why if you think about this, if this 64 hexagram represent everything, you can actually encapsulate in whatever in the universe. Then tell me, if you're able to master the 64, don't you think you're able to master life? Yeah, but not in arrogant way. Master life does not mean you control everything, but you're able to understand and you know how to do something, all right, to achieve what you want because you understand the rules of life, the principle of life, and you have inner peace. You know, the whole world is chaotic out there, right? Yeah, don't you think the most valuable commodity right now, and is being there all this while, is inner peace? Right? That is the hardest part to achieve. And you can achieve it if you don't understand life. Because if you don't understand this, you don't have inner peace, you don't have wisdom, everything you talk about is just very surface, like philosophy. Anyone can talk a good game, isn't it? If you need advice, let's say you're not happy with your work, you just call any of your friends, they're able to give you opinion. Agree? Probably they wouldn't think the same if that event happened to them. How many of you here actually meet a lot of people like this? They talk a good game, but they can't achieve result in life. So Yi Jing does not talk about philosophy. It's about becoming that person. So it's a very different approach. And that time I approach this, then I start to see results. So now there are 64 hexagram as I shown on the screen. Let me show you again. These are the 64 hexagram. And let me tell you, let me see this. Okay, the origin is something like this. Yin and yang actually come from one yang line and one yin line. Basically, is the light and darkness. Okay, and then later on it evolved into 3 lines, so it called the trigrams, and to complete the whole process it evolved into 64 hexagram. Okay, there you go. So and each of these hexagram there's a name to it. So like just now I mentioned about the humility hexagram is one of it, and there will be like a great strength hexagram and so on. There are only 64 name you need to work on, and able to do that, I think I would say that you're able to master the life principles, the rules of life. So there are rule of happiness, there are rule of sadness as well. There's a rule of success, and so forth. There are rules of failure. Yeah, so it's a pattern. So Yijing is all about pattern. So how do we use it? Yeah, now the question here is, okay, all right, so you're sort of like getting what the Yijing is, but how do we use this? Let me show you. Yijing is a system you can put a definition to it because you can use this system in so many ways. Yeah, probably there are a lot of ways haven't discovered yet. You're always thinking, oh, all the ways already are already created. No, because the system is a source. The Yijing is a source. But how you benefit from it, there's thousands or millions of ways to benefit from it. And some of them are not, the idea is not even conceived right now, not able to conceive. So it's something in the future. So right now, to my best knowledge, these are the three ways I use the yi. Okay, so I just put this here is three divines. So let me share with you here. Okay, first one is to become the best self. If you only have one thing that you owe to your creator, who give you the life, the gift of life, is your responsibility to become the best of who you are. How many of you agree with this? Right? Because you do nothing to earn this gift of life, right? A lot of people say, I want to pay back, I want to pay back. The creator don't want you to pay back. Okay, there are abundance energy out there. All right, all you need to do to show your gratitude is to be your best self. Don't you think this is part of your responsibility to do it? Yeah, to honor the gift. So therefore, the first way I use Yijing is to be our best self. And this is a lifelong cultivation, right? It's not saying, okay, decided to become the best myself today. Because when you become the best, there's always another challenge in front, right? So there is always a level for you to go up there. So now, at that time, I remember I told you just now, I was a programmer before, and then I transited to become a speaker and teacher. So do you think the transition easy? No, it's not. It's really hard. Yeah. And the way to put it through actually is not easy. Yeah, because a lot of people told me that time, say, Iverson, after hearing your speech, I discovered one interesting fact that you are not cut out as a speaker. Why not you go back to your own profession? You're the programmer. And this person is way older than me. And as a young kid at the time, how would you take it? Yeah, that older person must be right, right? Because he got experience. And I asked him, yeah, I mean, how do you know this? How do you know that I'm not cut out for this? He said, because I eat salt more than you eat rice. Do you know what it means? Yeah, this is a Cantonese Chinese idiom, which means that, I mean, they have more experience than you. Therefore, you don't question them. Okay, so therefore, and that time, yeah, I go through all this stuff, and it's not easy. And there are numerous times I want to give up. I'm telling you, a lot of people think, oh, once I discover my passion, I'll go all in, and then I make it. No, no such thing. All right, there are a lot of things that hidden behind. Yeah, is in the closet or something. There are days that you want to give up. All right, for me, numerous times. That's why a lot of people ask me, Iverson, how do you find the determination and courage to pull this through? I don't. I'm a human. Sometimes I do fall down, I cry, and I want to give up. Okay, so now at that time, I tell myself, hey, Iverson, you're the one decided on this, right? Okay, now yes, you have a lot of challenges, and you're not clear what you want because seems like everyone against your idea. And but that time I realized, hey, I got Yijing. Okay, why not? I see what the Yijing has to say on this. Do they have the same advice or they're different? So that time, I actually use Yijing to calculate a formula about my current situation, and I got this card. This card or this hexagram. What does this hexagram indicate here? Biting. Okay. Yeah, later when you learn Yijing, is you can able to visualize this as a mouth, and then they bite a stick in between the mouth. Okay, so which means that it's called the biting hexagram. Then you might wondering, is it the hexagram asks you to actually eat more food, stuff yourself with food, or this is a food therapy, so you forget about all this criticism? No. You know what the true meaning of a biting hexagram is? Shut up. That is the honest interpretation of this. It just says shut up. So what this shut up means? Because it's a mouth, you're holding something, you cannot talk one, right? So then I realized, hey, I've been complaining a lot. Okay. You didn't realize that, yeah, someone give you a chance to go to change the direction of your career. And what you're doing right now, Iverson, you're a complainer. All right. So the chart says shut up basically means Iverson, you shut up. Stop complaining. Yeah, just go forward. And this card, yeah, suddenly made me realize that hey, so it's like I see the light and I have this great sense of awareness. Yeah, I've been telling people not to give up all this stuff, all these things, but me myself doing the same thing, that totally opposite of who I am. Then I say, okay, then I stop complaining. Yeah, I don't. The moment I stop complaining, suddenly I see that I feel lighter, I have more energy, and I have the energy to move forward. Yeah, a lot of time you ask me how do you beat procrastination? Sometimes it just stop complaining. So your energy won't waste it on all this why I procrastinate. Let's just stop complaining. Yeah, just do. Okay, so don't you think this card is powerful? Yeah, I'm telling you this is a high level stuff, all right? Yeah, so and this is a wisdom I at that time I'm not ready to receive. I might realize this probably 10 years after, but by using Yijing, I can cut short that. Yeah, it's sort of like compress my learning time. I just get a card, and then it saved me a lot of or so-called go through all the audios just to get it. All right, cool. So this is sometime the most profound answer in life I discover is a very simple and basic words. Do you agree? Yeah, you might wondering, right? Just the word shut up. The word itself can change my life. Or do you need to read the a long quote in Instagram or life philosophy? Need not to. Yeah, that's why all the Yijing name is very short. Okay, so now let me bring back this here again. Okay, so this is about your best self. Okay, all right. So you're able to help to do that. So what I just demonstrated is one of the way for me to pick myself up and then yeah, make a decision again to move forward. Okay, now the second part here is Yijing can do divination. Divination means, do you know that there are 64 hexagram, right? So this 64 hexagram is sort of like intelligence. Yeah, you can regard this as an intelligence divine network where you can get advice anytime you want on demand. Okay, so I think some of you are source are certain practitioner or teachers that draw a hexagram out. So there are so many ways to do it. One of the most convenient way would be using the app. There are a lot of aging app out there. And for me, I also like to use the cards. Okay, these are the cards here. So there are 64 cards, which is the 64 hexagram. Then whenever I have a question, then I pick one card out. And this is are actually operating 24/7. There are no downtime. You can operate this even without electricity. So therefore, I'll call this on demand. Okay, so and how do I tap to the source of intelligence is the moment I let go my ego. Right? So when you let go your ego, you don't control something, right? Why you want to control someone? Because you don't trust that person, right? So and when you know that there's a bigger force out there, wiser than you, can see the things you can see, then you let go. Let go means you allow synchronicity. Yeah, that is one of the hexagram inside will able to answer your questions. So that is what it means. And this is what we call the second function of Yijing is divination. Okay, so the second one here. So at that time, yeah, so there's so many ways I'm using this. And that after so many years using Yijing, then that time I start to use on investment sometime. All right. So there are point that I bought one stocks at that time, and the stock actually going up. I mean, the curve is quite high. Actually, it actually break the resistance line if you are investors, and then there's a feeling I want to sell it because I make so much profit, and then I want to sell it. Then at that time I say, hey, let's experiment with Yijing. How does Yijing able to help me to actually on investment? And then that time I get a hexagram called the waiting hexagram. This one. So waiting hexagram. So is it mean I should sell it now or later? Yeah, I just pick it randomly. Later. Okay. This one, waiting hexagram. And of course, right, as the name implies, say waiter, then I wait. And I remember that time is from 80 cent, it increased until $1.20. Yeah, I bought it that time is very low. I think it's around 30 cent. And then it keep going up. And then therefore I hold it, then I make way more profit out of it. So I'm using Yijing. Okay, but I need to actually tell you, yeah, Yijing is not the sole reference point for investment. Yeah, but I use it as a second opinion. You must know how to invest first. You must know what you're investing. Yeah, you're not solely rely on this. So because Yijing, sometimes the answer might not be relevant to your question. Sometimes I just say something, okay, go home and spend time with your family. You might thinking, hey, how does that message relate to my investing, right? So therefore, that one we need some time to understand it. But this is how I actually using Yijing sometime for investment. Okay, for fun. That is divination. So now let me do one live demonstration here. Some of you might have career related question. Should I do this? Should I resign? Or should I start a side gig? Or which area is good for me in terms of pursuing your dreams? I'm sure all of you have some questions. Okay, so I cannot answer all of your questions though. There are so many people here. Yeah, so why not? I pick one of you among this group here, and all you need to do is type your question clearly, and if you write an essay, I'm sure I'm going to delete you. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole question that is super long. All right, stick to the point. Be concise on your question. Type in the chat box right now. I hope I can do some live demonstration here so that I can, okay, let me check. Okay, this question from Constant Yan. What is my career growth if I stay in my current company? Okay, Constant Yan, your question here is I think your question you're asking is if I chose to stay at my current place, will there be a future growth? Right? So is it a valid question? Yes. Is it a concise question? Yes. Okay, so therefore, I selected Constant Yen question. And now the first step here is I need to pick a hexagram. This is the cards I'm using. You can use the app if you want to. So I need to make it random. So I don't choose the card. I just shuffle it. Okay, and then I just simply pick a card. I just randomly pick one. Okay. Okay. I got this card. Okay. So without wrongdoing. Then you might think, hey, Alison, what is this without wrongdoing means? The without wrongdoing card means that after so many hoo-ha, so many things happening, in the end, nothing happened. Yeah, that's the essence or the reading of this card. So like a thunder, right? It's very loud, it's sudden, but the more it's end as if like nothing happened before, right? It go back to the calmness. So only that moment is a shocking. So how do I translate this reading to answer Constant Yen question? It'll be something like this. Constant Yen, right now, regardless whether you are changing or stay put, is almost the same outcome. So therefore, the inner, I would say, the true message that it tried to tell you here is, it's nothing to do with the environment for your case right now. Yeah, it is not the environment that's stopping you from growth. Maybe it's about you. So maybe about certain skill that you want to actually look into. Yeah, because the without wrongdoing gua, that is a tin loi mo mong. Basically, it's a heaven hexagram and then there's a thunder. So the heaven hexagram represent leadership. So Constant Yan, look into developing our leadership skill in you, and then later you ask that question again. Because if right now, regardless you change or you stay put, the result is almost the same because that is not the factor or something that's stopping you. Okay, Constant Yen, are you there? Okay, all right. Hmm, good, good. Now, you're welcome. Okay. So, but this question is for now, all right? Maybe later after you say, Iverson, I become a great leader already after 6 months. Then you can ask that question again. Okay? Okay, this question from Mei Sun. How do I get promotion in my current company in 6 months' time? Well, you specify the months some more. Okay, let's see whether I can help you or not. Cards, again, same process. I'm going to shuffle it so to ensure that I don't purposely pick a card. I just randomly get one. Yeah, for Mei Sun. Okay, this is a trap hexagram. Now you tell me. Right, how do I answer your question? Yeah, so because here say it's trap, right? It is a 对卦 on top of a cangra. So which means you might feel trapped for a very long time. Not let alone 6 months, maybe 12 months also cannot. Okay, Mason? Okay, yeah. I hope you can take this answer wholeheartedly with open arms. Okay, because the next question you can ask is how, right? But you didn't ask how. You asked, will I get it or not? The answer is unlikely because this is a trap hexagram. Trap hexagram means that there are certain things you cannot see right now. Yeah, so you need more exposure first. So the reason you are not getting the promotion you deserve because you are lack of exposure what is happening out there. So probably you need to consciously read news about the industry, how the technology impact your work, when you have more, and then you ask again. How about that, Mason? Yeah, that's a $1,000 worth of answer. Yeah, think about this. If one answer that can fix your career problem, how much is that? Okay, I saw Mason reply, yes, you're welcome. How much that were you willing to pay for that? Yeah. So I'm sorry I cannot select everyone here because there's so many. Yeah, but this is how it works. Okay, do you enjoy this kind of live reading? Yeah, I try to pinpoint to you. Yeah, this is how easy you can actually derive an hexagram. There are so many ways of deriving hexagram. Yeah, there are one way you can actually like you plot sets of cards to plan for annual whole year plan. Yeah, that one is even more interesting. So every year you can start to lay out hexagram out in a specific format, in a specific sequence. They can drill down to the so-called each month. Yeah, what to do. All right. So this is how you can do it. So now the third thing about this, if we have time later, we do more divination. So is manifestation. How many of you here learned manifestation before? Yeah, manifestation is you don't do stuff, you just sit down and you manifest for something. Okay, so Yi Jing, a lot of people think only achievement to do it, but if you actually combine with this thing, then you'll become super powerful. Okay, so I do that as well. So I try to find out the okay, I found it. This is the hexagram I'm using. They have to manifest. Remember, I told you I was a programmer last time, and for me to become a speaker is super hard. All right. So I need some help. So I want to manifest certain skill I might not have in my parser, right? Is the ability to influence. So therefore, if you aspire to become a public speaker or teacher or salesperson, don't you think the influence skills is super important? All right, you're able to impact someone through the words you are using to be better. Okay, so and there you go. This is influence hexagram. So in this case here, this is not divination. I show divination. Divination is by random. You pick a card, you don't get to choose what card you're gonna get. But for manifestation, you can choose the card because this is not divination, right? Therefore, it's like you know what you want, and then you find one of these 64 hexagram that able to support you, and then you manifest on that hexagram on certain days. Okay, so that time, which hexagram do you think I manifest a lot? I use a lot influence because I need that. Because remember the uncle, he hurt me so much. He kept saying me, you need to give up on this. So I do this for the uncle. Okay, I'm not sure whether he's here today. Yeah, so but somehow when I look back, he's my Doberman, right? Haven't he actually told me all this? I wouldn't be so pissed off and do all this stuff. All right, so he must be my nobleman at that time, even though he didn't mean it, but somehow accidentally he become my nobleman. Okay, so influence hexagram. So there are 64. Depends on what you want to manifest. So now tell me what you want to manifest in your life right now. Type in the chat box. Everyone is different. At different point of time, you might have different wants and needs, right? So tell me, what is your current. Okay, Raluca say better job. Okay, so you need to also ask yourself first, what prevent you from finding a better job? Is it skills or is it people problem? Then you can choose the right hexagram. Okay, someone say happy marriage. Okay, there's one hexagram called family hexagram. That's the one. Okay, Boon Lin Law says salary increase 30%. There are one hexagram called increasing hexagram. Okay. So, okay. Someone say, Rowena say more acupuncture and healing clients and more earnings. Okay, these are few things that you combine healing and more earnings. So if you're healing, normally is the nourish hexagram. That one will be good for it. That one would be a good one. Okay, so which means my point here is no matter what you want in life, it will be one of these 64 hexagram. So the more you know about this 64, you know which one to actually look out for. Okay, good. So that time I used to hexagram, influence hexagram, and also great strength hexagram. Great strength is to build courage. How many of you need more courage? Okay, that time you can imagine how I felt at that moment. Even the audience, there are only two people. When I started to speak, my leg is still shaking. To make it worse, the two person there actually is someone I know is my friend. It's pathetic, isn't it? I'm still afraid. So therefore, this great strength hexagram able for me to build, help me to build up my courage along the way. Yeah, so I need that at that moment. Okay, and different stages of life, you might need different thing. Right now, probably I get used to it. I don't feel afraid when I talk to people right now. So therefore, right now I use the list of the great strength hexagram. But there are times where I rely on that entirely. So how do you know you make progress in life? Is you no longer need the hexagram much, you move on. Right? If you imagine if you're 30 years or 40 years using Yi Jing, but you still stick with the same hexagram, what does it tell you? You haven't made any improvement yet. Agree or not, guys? Right? There must be another challenge for you, right? Yeah, last time I afraid of what? Talk to people, right? But right now I got another problems, right? So when the crowd is small, I don't feel the mood. Okay, because now used to talk to the large crowd already, right? So do you see the difference here? Now there are another challenge for me is how to maybe attract more people to get into the room. Okay, all right, okay, cool. So just to tell you, these are the three ways you can use Yi Jing, three divines, I'll call this. Okay, now, after explaining this to you, which one do you think resonate with you the most? Being the best version of yourself, or you like more divination, or you like more manifestation? Okay, all good. So best version. Okay, good. So just to share with you a little bit here, if some of you are new here, you want to have this continuous interaction with me and learning, I did post a lot of free stuff in my Telegram channel. So if you are interested to have to connect with me and learn metaphysics along the way, the practical part especially because I'm a very practical person, so I don't deep dive into technical, although I know it. And I discover most people they don't want to learn the technical part. They want results, right? So the way I actually do this here is, yeah, I create a lot of application of Yi Jing, so you can learn a day or two. So yeah, that's how we make improvement, right? Learn something every single day. Okay, so that is the Telegram, right? All you need to do just to download the Telegram channel and then just search my name. Or I saw on the chat box right now, Desmond and Carrie also posted the link. Yeah, join me there. Okay, it's free by the way. It's a way for me to give back, yeah, to the community. Yeah, because I receive so much from all this Chinese metaphysics benefits. Okay, good. So now of course, I can't answer all of your questions because I see there are more coming in, right? So now let me give you this. How about I do a mass divination for all of you here today as an appreciation for you taking your time here today, okay, to make your time worthwhile. How about that? Okay, since it's a mass divination, which means that you don't get to choose the question, I'm the one choosing. If you get to choose the question, and since all of your questions will be different, it'll take me a longer time, right? So defeat the whole purpose. So what I'm going to share with you here is this. I'm going to do it mass divination. So, and in order to do it mass, I cannot use 64 cards. So I'm going to use 8 cards. So which means 3 lines. Remember the full version is 6 lines. And then you can have this, if you divide it by 2, you have 3 lines which represent a trigram. So I call this the 8 trigrams. So let me share with you first. These are the trigrams. There's a name to it, like Zhen Li, Dui Qian, Kun, Geng, Kan, and then Kun. All right, so don't worry, you need not to memorize it. You just need to know there are 8 different images. And this is the part from the hexagram itself. Okay, now you know this. The second thing here is I put it in a way, I make it as if like a card. I give you to choose because this is part of divination strategy to win big in 2025. Were you interested to know? So if you want to know, you need to pick one card and type your selection in the chat box right now. There are only 8 cards. Okay. All right. So the question is how to win big in 225. So you either pick A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Pick one. Once you pick one, you cannot change. Don't change. Okay, good. Now I saw all of you already put up into the comment already. So let me review to you each of the cards. Okay, there you go. Okay, now, so these are the 8 trigrams also. So I want to share with you all this trigram, what's the meaning. So I would like to start from the most bottom one first. Let me see whether I can draw on it. Just give me a sec. Okay, I think I got this. So now, how many of you here chose H? Type the word me if you selected card H just now. All right, cool. If you selected card H just now, the answer to your question about winning big skills is Qian. So Qian in this context, okay, talking about you must be decisive. Because Qian Gua is a leadership Gua. And what the leader do? They are decisive. They decide. They set the direction. So the fact you're getting this card, it also implying you are not decisive. You are not decisive right now. Okay, a lot of dilemma, a lot of doubt. So this is the part you need to overcome. For those person who selected card H, that you type the me there. This is not a forever. It does not say forever you're not decisive. It just say in 2025, there will be numerous time you cannot decide on something, and therefore you miss out a lot of big opportunities. Yeah, you make losses because you hesitate, or you think too much, or you too worry. Okay, got it? All right. So the thing here is the H card is like this. So now, how about the card G? How many of you selected card G? Type in the chat box. Okay, you selected card G, you got a Dui Gua. Okay, this one is easier, way more compared with the Qian Gua just now. For Dui Gua, it says that this year you need to chill up a little bit, relax. Okay, don't be too high strung. Okay, knowing that your time will come, you don't force it. Just chill, enjoy, relax, and let things come to you. Don't push for it. Just do your best. Okay, I'm talking to all those people that selected card G just now. Okay, good. Yeah, so probably you are too serious recently. That's why you got this card. Go and watch some comedy movie. Okay, yeah, which means you get more if you let things come to you rather than you go for it. Don't force stuff. All right, universe has its own timing. Or I'm telling you, the God delays are not God's denial. Okay, all right, that is card G for you. So now let's move on. If you selected card F, this is the Li Gua. Yeah, this is the same Gua as period 9 Gua. So if you got this at this moment, your winning skill in 2025 is you need to reignite the fire inside. The moment you got this card right now, your passions seems dwindling, not as strong anymore. So I want you to remind back the exact feeling when you start something, maybe a year ago. Here say find back the passion. The fact you got this card means that the fire in the belly is not as strong anymore. Okay, you lost the spark that you used to have. Reignite that fire again. Okay, and you'll be okay. All right, you can go for some motivation and or find someone that you respect, that you want to be that person, that will help as well. Okay, so that is the card F for you. Yeah, that's the reason you choose this card, right? Do you realize that it resonates to you? Yeah, I saw Nila, right? Yes, right. Yeah, you say so true. Yeah, that's why Yi Jing talking about the heaven realm, so is connected. Okay, cool. So if you selected card E, E is a Zhen Gua. All right, if you selected card E is a Zhen Gua, so what does it mean? It means that it's the time to level up. Okay, basically means you become irrelevant soon. Yeah, if you don't do something, you don't upgrade your skill right now, you're still waiting. Like some people say, oh, AI is just a trend, it will go away. No, all right, AI will keep coming again and again. Right? So how long you can sustain by not moving, by not learning something new. Okay? All right. So this is you need to know that right now you're already almost hitting the plateau. If you don't act on it, later you might be irrelevant in your company. Okay, it's a time to upgrade new skill. How many of you selected card E? Okay, now you know. Okay, so make yourself obsolete now, today, so you can learn something new. Unlearn something, which means that your experience only can get you where you are right now, but cannot get you where you want to be in the near future. Okay, start to think like a startup again. Restart. Press that button. Okay, good. So now let's move on to card D. If you selected card D, you got this Sun Gua. So this Sun Gua represent creation. So, which means that this year your opportunity comes when you create something new. Because you're super creative this year, a new way of doing things, new way of selling, new products, new service to surprise your competitor. Okay, so it's all about how to create a new products, something different, something new. Yeah, that is the power of the Sun Gua for you. So if this year you say, oh, Iverson, I got the Sun Gua, I don't want to think about something new. I want to be BAU, which means business as usual. Then you face a lot of problems. Okay, all right, cool. So now, if you selected card C, then you got a Kan Gua. Kan Gua is a water Gua. So this one means you need a lot of exposure. Yeah, because water populated around the globe, right? So it's everywhere. It's an ocean. It's vast. So you need to go out and experience life. Either go traveling or work in a different part of the world, or just expose, read more about news, what is happening, learning new technology or meeting different people so you can communicate with different people from different level, more exposure. So Kangwa, people that selected here. So what you need to do now, exposure will bring you to the next level. Is this useful? Okay, good. So now, next one here is the B. If you selected the card B, if you selected card B is the Gengguo, Gen, you see that? So Gengguo represent finance. Yeah, this year your money management skills could be a little bit weaker. So pay attention to it. Yeah, don't so-called spend mindlessly. Have a healthy cash flow. That is the key. You never know, there will be opportunities strike, and you just miss it because you don't have the money to capitalize on it. That is the last thing we want. So therefore, if you get a card B, one thing here, manage your finance better this year. Okay. So delay instant gratification. That is the message for you. And now, finally, how many of you here chose card A? Card A, anyone? Wow, so many of you here. Okay, card A, if you got it here, is stated that if you selected card A this year, your first priority is your health. Okay, don't worry. I don't want you to automatically assume that you fall sick. No, but you say that energy is slightly low right now. Then you need to actually learn how to actually take care of yourself, rest well, so you have energy to move forward. Yeah. So your goal here is how do you make yourself healthier, more energy, more exercise, do checkup or everything, do all of this, and you'll be glad. Your future self will thank you for all the things you did this year. Okay, all the A person. Yeah, so your priority is about health. Once you improve it, your luck will come. That's what it says. Okay, all right. So now, does it resonate with you? All these trigram, we only using trigram only, Wait until you see hexagram, 6 line, even more powerful. Okay, all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Right. So let me share with you this quote here. Yeah, I shared this in my Telegram yesterday. I want to share it here again. Okay, there we go. Right. So when you're connected to the Yijing universe, you are granted privilege. Yeah, to access the privileged access to reshape very building blocks of your destiny. Yeah, this is how you get connected to it. Okay. So now, can I know that some of you know about period 9? You know about period? How many of you heard about period 9 before? The terms. Okay. So period 9 is, let me show you the slide here. Period 9 is talking about a period of 20 years where the energy shift. And you also see the 3 lines there. All right, the 3 lines here actually is the trigram, right? It represent fire, the Li Gua. So period 9. What is the main problem in period 9 is people easily upset, depressed because they can't find meaning in life. All right. Yeah. So because the fire element is the surface element, they're working on effect, which means what people see them is more important than who they really are. So I think you can see that trend, right? Everyone sometimes they actually shoot a video behind a big house or with a nice car. And the truth is they don't own the house and the car is a rental car, but just to look good on internet, right? That is a liqua. But internally they're empty. That's why they need to do this thing to convince the people that does not matter. Yeah, the people truly matter is you, yet you don't take care of it. All right, so therefore, these are the period. That's why you see a lot of people have these mental issues, and this is one of the things that the Li Gua are able to tell you. Okay, now, so the next question here: how many of you here interested to improve your life to create breakthrough? Maybe you're not someone greedy, you don't want breakthrough, but you make your life better. You become more happier. You have more peace. All right, and then you appreciate your time. So I don't believe that, oh, I should buy thousands of property, all these things. Right? Think about this, right? In 80 years from now, most of us are already gone. Agree? All these things does not matter. The thing that matter, do you able to enjoy profound experience in this lifetime or not? Agree or not? We all have limited time on earth, right? So for me, the definition of a great life is the number of profound experience you're able to enjoy in this lifetime. Okay. So therefore, if you want to become happier life, more meaningful life, the answer is belong to one of these hexagram, 64 hexagram. Let me show you this one. Okay. All right. Now, let me tell you one thing here. I know a lot of you think, oh, Iverson, this is so interesting, right? All I need to master is this 64 hexagram. Let me tell you, if you want to master Yi Jing, even 1,000 years is not enough. Okay. So when it comes to Yi Jing, you shouldn't use the word master it because the world keep changing. All right. There are always a new revolution coming in, and there is no end in terms of life discovery. Don't you think so? The moment you think you had it, and then you discover there's something else more. It's a vast galaxy out there. Right. So Yi Jing is in something is infinite. Okay. So now instead of now force yourself to learn all this, it's not about how many years to master. Why not you think about, do you able to connect to the system or not? Either you get connected or you don't. All right. Instead of how many years to master this, I don't ask that question anymore. It stresses me out because within a human lifespan, you're not able to master I Ching. The moment you think you had it, the next minute you discover way more things you don't know. That's life, right? So therefore, instead of asking me how many years to master this, I would approach I Ching in a different way. Either you got connected to it or disconnected from it. So now, can I ask how many of you here you would like to connect to the I Ching universe? Yeah, this is your goal. You want to do this. Okay, type it with me. Okay. All right. So let me show you this thing here. I created this. It's called a system called the Divine Journey. Yeah, by using the Yi Jing blueprint, I created this divine journey. So the divine journey is either you are in, you get connected, or you don't. So let me give an example here. If you're connected to the divine journey, it helps you align to your highest potential by using the wisdom of Yi Jing. Not only just your potential, but financially, personally, you're a happy person. Yeah, you know you are clear on your goal, your life mission, right? And more importantly, that you are happy. Your life becomes simple to you. Okay. So you have inner peace. So the question here is, do you think you already connected to this divine journey? There are only two possibilities here. Either you are connected which here is say on, or you don't. Off means what? It seems like the whole world conspire, yeah, to sabotage you. You feel like you're always in meeting the wrong people, and you're always in doing the wrong thing or in the wrong time. So it's very frustrated. You feel the world is unfair. No matter which job you're applying for, the boss always is the boss from hell. So therefore, the thing here is sometimes maybe the energy right you're having right now is a bit chaotic, it's very low, so you got disconnected to the divine journey. You might have the good parts, but you still can get disconnected due to your work stress or life stress or regrets you have in life. So therefore, I think it's important the way we approach Yijing is to get connected again to the Yijing system, and I call this divine journey. And why I able to do this? Because I learned Yi Jing for so many years. I teach people around the world, and I discover this is the best way to get into the system. It's not about learning a 64 hexagram, wasting time. Okay. So when you get connected, you become effortless. You need not to remind yourself to do this. You just enjoy life. So how do we do this? Do you want to learn how, guys? Do you want to learn how to get connected to this? Even you're a beginner, let me show you how. Okay, the divine journey. Yeah, I share with you the so-called the structure of it. So the divine journey talking about the 8 core emotions. You know that if you can control emotion, you control life. And most of the bad decision we make is because that time our emotion is not stable. Then we make wrong decision, isn't it? So therefore, how about learning how to master the 8 core emotion? Why number 8? Because there are 8 trigrams. Remember the 8 trigrams? Each trigram are related to certain emotion. You want to know which one is you, okay? And how do you overcome it? So there you go. Don't you think this is important? Yeah, emotion is life. You know about it. And now, the second part here, one thing in the divine journey, you must know how to able to access Yi Jing on demand. Remember just now we pick a card and then we come with an answer. So therefore, how about an instant access to decision-making wisdom? Yeah, it's right in your pocket. You need not to seek elsewhere. Yeah, that's an important core in this divine journey. And the third one here is how about an annual blueprint? Like a month before every new year, you actually plot the hexagram that lay out what you can do for the whole new year. Would that be priceless to you? Every single month using hexagram, using divine guidance. And you not only can do it in 2025, you can do it in 2026, 2027, and so on. Okay, because I'm going to teach you the technique. I'm not going to give you the fish. I teach you how to fish. So you can do it not only for yourself, but for someone you love, like your partners, your children, your grandchildren even. Imagine you can be of value to them, knowing that life will become better because you know this. Imagine how lives feel that time. Okay. So now another thing I think is important is the manifestation. Because some of you say, oh, Iverson, I don't want to do divination. I just want to manifest. Yes, we have the tools. So I call it the Yijing Manifesto when we talk about the purpose, abundance, and wisdom. So these are the 4 core of this divine journey system. You need to get connected to it. Okay, and the best part here is all of these here are designed and relevant to period 9. So you get the most updated system of Yijing. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remove all the burdens from you. Yeah, instead of memorizing the 64 hexagram, after so many years only able to do that, you miss out all the opportunities. Why not? We get the results straight away. And this system will able to get you there. Okay. All right. So how many of you here interested to get into this divine journey system? You want to learn it. And once you learn it, it can serve you every year, not only for this year. Type the word yes. Okay, all right. So now I see some a lot of you interested here. So may I show you the path to get there? Why this is so important? Because I only teach this once. I'm not going to repeat my program. If you knew me for some time, every year I created different programs. So if you are chosen or meant to learn this, so you will come to this program this coming April 12th and 13th. 2025. So which means it's just like 2 weeks from now. And I do it via live stream. So no matter where you are, you can access to this information. You can talking to me like can listening to me like what you're how you're doing it right now. Okay. So this is called the Jing Ancient Secrets, the divine gateway to abundance destiny. And inside here, I teach this system called the divine journey. Okay, so if you're interested, let me share with you how do you get there. So this is the do this. This would be the investment price 1297. Yeah, for 2 days of this live stream, and you get all my knowledge on my hard work for the last 10 years. Okay, so now let me share with you, make it easier for you to get to Earth. Let me table out everything. So this Yijing Ancient Secrets will happen in 12 to 13 April. This would be the investment. And the good thing here is for the first 30, for today, we're going to opening up the slot again. If you join us today, right now, you get a VIP bonus for the first 30, how to manifest breakthrough like a pro. This one is using Shiman. My goal here is to help you to match Yijing and Shiman manifestation together. Okay, so this is a VIP bonus worth 497. And now, if you add up, let me show you first. This is the manifestation. Some of you like to learn Shiman manifestation, and you're wondering what is different between Yijing and Shiman. Don't worry, you know how to combine both. So therefore, this is for you. Yeah, for free only for the first 30 who joining us today. But if you enroll previously, you will got this anyway. Okay, so but for today, if you haven't enrolled yet, yeah, you need to act quick on this. So let me share with you, yeah, the whole part here. What is happening here? If you decided to do this, enroll this, the total value you need to invest is 1794. But here's the good news for all of you here. If you chose to be with us here to learn the divine journey, instead of 1794, you get everything above for 497 only, and it's equivalent that you save 72%. Okay, so and I mean the rooms, the enrollment is almost full. Although it's a wire live stream, we have a certain limit on our server capacity. So you decided to join us. There's no other better time than now. Okay, so let me show you how to get there. You need to be quick. All right, there you go. joeyup.com/Yijing Secret. Okay, I also saw Carrie posted the link there as well from in the chat box. You just click on it and then secure the seat first. Okay, this is the most important, right? Be decisive on this. If you know, you sure that this is something you're looking for, not only for 2254, but for the rest of your life, yeah, this is something for you to keep. All right, Yijing Secret. Now, some of you might wondering, I'm a beginner, I don't know much about this. We are able to benefit from this, of course. Yeah, because the way I designed this class is no prior experience needed, but only need one thing from you, the desire to become better. Okay, I don't want someone just to learn here and then you do nothing. It's not that I don't want. It's just you're wasting your time and money. Okay, of course, I like to teach anyone who like to learn, right? But if you're just coming in here just to listen for fun, you can spend your money better elsewhere, right? This might not be working out for you. But if you are a player, you won't settle. You know this ancient wisdom that survived the last 3,000 years, and a lot of top leaders still using right now, and you want to get a piece of it, the wisdom part, the strategy part, these are the system. Okay. All right. So now, this just to share with you, although this time I'm teaching online, but prior pandemic time, I actually travel around the world teaching Yijing. Yeah, this is group photos or some snapshots from San Francisco. Yeah, this is I think back in 2019. Yeah, these are the students, and most of them they are beginner. They don't know Yijing, and then but yet after doing this, they're able to understand it, and they are Westerner. You might think, right? Only Chinese people able to learn this. No, these all are Westerner. They are not Chinese. And Chinese speaking Chinese is that's not their so-called the mother tongue. Not so, but yet they can learn this. All right. Basically, I'm telling you, I know how to teach to beginner because I've been doing this for the last 10 years over and over again. Okay, so these are some of the testimonials that I received from all the classes that I conducted. So, and now some people ask about if I cannot make it to the dates itself, will they offer replay? Yes. So we're going to offer a replay whether you're able to attend it or not. All right. So which means even you attend it, you still need to watch it again to build up the more understanding. We offer 7-day replay for the main program and also for the bonus. So during this 7 day, you can watch it over and over again regardless you're able to make it live to the event itself or you don't. Yeah, I know sometimes life get in the way, right? So you have something urgent to do, so don't worry, right? But the most important, you need to secure the bonus right now. Okay, so that is the most important. So, and there you go. Don't worry about the replay part. Now, and if you look into that, right, 497, if you break it down into a year, your education investment is just $1.40 per day in exchange for a golden opportunities to transform your divine destiny in period 9. Okay, so the card will closing in 24 hours or for the first 30, see which one comes first. So if you decided this is the other one, there will be the time because we're going to close the enrollment soon because the class is starting in 2 weeks' time. All right, cool. So let me share with you. I know wow, so many of you here joining. So let me share with you here. Your education timeline in 225 is we start with the Yijing Secrets, which happens in 12 and 13 April, this coming April. And after that, later on May, we're going to do the bonus, how to manifest like a breakthrough, like a pro. Okay, so these are the education timeline for you in 2025. Okay, now is the time to empower your destiny with 3,500 years of wisdom from Yijing. And this is the path to get there. So join us here. I would like to see you there so you can learn the same information that all my VIP clients are using right now. Okay, so I decided to share with all of you here who are interested. And now let's dedicate some time to, if you have any question, you can ask me now. Okay, either related to the webinar I shared with just now or anything, right? So you can actually talk to me. And some of you opt for installment. Some of you asked about installment option. Yes, right. We have an installment option as well. All you need to do is just to contact Carrie or Desmond as indicated in the chat box right now. Okay. All right. So now let's see if you have any question. I'll do my best to answer your question. So let me see. Okay. Yeah, the replay is for our 7 days, unlimited replay for 7 days. Okay, someone asked about will I teach date selection? I'm not sure yet. Okay, so yeah, I didn't have that in mind, but I won't discount that possibility. Okay, this is answer Margarita question. All right, good. So any other question you have for me? Let me scroll through. Okay, Rahima say, thank you, Iverson, great webinar. Thank you. All right, cool. All right, since okay, I think all of you here understood what I shared. By the way, do you like the webinar today? Do you like the divination part? Or more importantly, right, do you know how Yi Jing being structured right now and how you can use the Yi Jing art. There are three things. Be the best version of yourself. You can do it via divination, or you can manifest using the gram, the hexagram itself. So, and in the old days, this is a forbidden art. Okay, and what you just learned the last 1 hour, 30 minutes is used to be forbidden previously. And now yet you get a hold of it, don't let it go. All right. So learn it and you enjoy the benefit from it. Till then, I will say I'll see you in this coming April program. And before that, I will say that some of you might decided to learn something else. It's fine. You go to my Telegram channel, you connect with me. I will update you if there's any new stuff coming up. And I wish all of you here have a healthy and great success in 2025 and beyond. I'm Iverson Lee. Keep in touch. Bye bye.